Out of some of the more high-tempo junglers he was known for, and back to more of a solo tank, as LONGZHU, again, still thinking about Flame in that top lane, will ban Maokai here as their first ban in Phase 2.
Alright, mid lane is going to be the focus here from IMMOTALS, taking out the Syndra from BDD first. Galio is still available as well, and they already have the Jarjan on the LONGZHU side, so that could be a very potent combination for them if they can grab that from BDD.
Taliyah and Ryze also very big picks. The last time these two met up, it was Pobelter's Ryze versus BDD's Taliyah, and BDD, he had a lot of impact in terms of being able to roam around the map and find good picks on that champion, and also it just seems to be a big pick over in Korea. Those Taliyah players are pretty insane.
Funny you mention that, there just aren't that many Taliyah players at this tournament, but two of them are on your screen right now, sitting in their respective lanes. So Trundle will instead be the ban there for IMMOTALS. LONGZHU targeted Cassiopeia, so a mid lane ban there for their final one, but now LONGZHU kind of get the first option here coming out into Phase 2.
A little bit of extra power there due to the flexibility of Jarvan. They draw a top lane ban as well. Could possibly be a nice front line here. Everybody's been very happy to jump on that Cho'Gath train. So good for later in the game for the extra true damage in your frontline battles. But all our Taliyah talk is not in vain, and it does come through even with the Galio being available.
I think that the goal here for LONGZHU is they still want to keep that flex option available for Jarvan, because if IMMOTALS pick a tank top, you can put the Jarvan into it, and then you can pick something tanky in the jungle if you want. Alternatively, if you see the Cho'Gath top, you can then put the Jarvan in the jungle, and then you can pick like an answer, like Gnar is still available if they believe in Rascal to be that kind of carry player. And with Trundle ban, there's the possibility of a Camille, but I'd expect more something like Gnar.
Alright, so the Corki is going to come through for IMMOTALS in the end. They are going to have some good late game damage, along with a solid front line, but will they be able to get there? And as soon as you start talking about other champions for top lane, one of the things that has plagued some of the NA teams has been Shen from top side. It really messes with your early river control, your early bottom side control, and that is going to be the case here for Rascal, grabbing this one up.
I'm excited to see how he will stack up against Flame, who is a veteran in terms of League of Legends, been playing for a number of years. Throughout the first week of group stages, he was one of the standout performers along with Pobelter on this IMMOTALS squad, and now he's going to be going up against Rascal, who very new to a very big stage.
Yeah, I know one of the things Azael was talking about and Impact likes to do on Shen is run up through to your lane brush early on and place your Spirit Sword, go pretty far up in the lane, so that then when the tank comes up to the minions, just right off the bat you can get some pass-through Qs and try and get some early power there. But Flame does play against Impact and a lot of the NA top laners as well, so probably expecting some shenanigans of the sort.
And Flame is going to be on that big tank to facilitate what has been a very meta composition that we've been seeing throughout groups. Two big frontline tanks in top and jungle, two late game carries in the form of Corki and Tristana, and then the uncensored utility support in Lulu. You have a very similar composition from LONGZHU, but Shen doesn't have that same sort of tankiness. His value really comes from making early plays with the Shen ultimate, trying to force picks, and look for those counter engages whenever IMMOTALS try to force something within the early to mid game.
Well, it certainly could be a tough one. IMMOTALS, one win and they're in. LONGZHU trying to go undefeated. IMT, potentially their last time at the group stage will move out onto the Rift. LONGZHU, this will be their last game of groups, no matter what happens. They have finished atop the mountain here in Group B. They will be first, but IMMOTALS, if they can do what no team is yet to do here at Worlds and upset LONGZHU, they will secure themselves that second seed. So very high stakes between these two.
Every year at Worlds, Korean teams only get better from week 1 to week 2. Back in 2015, they had a 7-2 record and they went up to 8-1. Last year, they had a 6-3 record and then they went up to 8-1. This year, in week 1, they're already 8-1, and now they're looking to get that 9-0. And I feel that even though LONGZHU are running a sub in the top lane, that priority is not going to change.
Certainly not. Again, wanting to show your strength. There are only 3 undefeated teams left in the tournament so far. LONGZHU could be the first to 6 clean wins as the teams spread themselves out across the rift.
Interesting invades we have here. Deep ports for both on those blue buffs. Smithy on the Sejuani. When you take the Hunter's Machete, you do want to start on your buff and do the single target camps. Because it's very difficult for her to try and do the AoE ones without the talisman. He's actually coning over, and they do get some vision here.
Well, looks like again a bit of a scuffle in the 2v2.
Sejuani is good in 2v2 skirmishes if they don't take extra damage from the buff because of her passive and Flame also being able to stack that one up.
Also keep your eyes on the mid laners because they are going to be pivotal and who can ascertain this buff. Whoever arrives first could be a big determining factor. As you can see, BDD now having that push should make his way over to the jungle.
Patience here is reigning supreme as neither of them actually starting up the buff. BDD, as you said, comes over to try and sway. 3 members of LONGZHU back down onto the buff. They are committing, giving up some lane priority. It's still going to have a chance for Smithy to smite fight, but going to get difficult.
He's going to try and make this happen with all the burst that Sejuani has. Does not get it. Kuz steals the blue buff.
Really good timing there from Kuz. I think that when you're going up against the E plus smite combo from Smithy early on, that's a very difficult thing to predict. But Kuz is able to now get that early level 2.
Yeah, good eye there from Kuz, because that's the first time that's happened, but it's fairly annoying. Anyways, good eye from him. Even though Pobelter can say, hey, I'm going to use Boss Bomb right now to try and combo this, it has the delayed time to come down before the damage is there, and he just eyeballs it and gets the smite perfectly to secure the buff for himself. Thankfully for Smithy, he didn't smite early, and that would have been the worst of that world, but Kuz top lane is going to...
It's a big power play here. Taunt lands from Roskill as well. Could get himself his first spot of his first world's Flame. Flush himself out of the way, but tagged by an auto will slow him down.
Nowhere to go.
Trying to book him with a flash pass through from Roskill might be enough. The rupture is good for the knockup, but they're still chasing him down. Pobelter is trying to run up with the knockup blade, and Roskill not going to grab it. It's Kuz with first blood.
And Pobelter tried to come over to lend some moral support, but there's going to be no saving him after that. This opening is going so well for LONGZHU. They get the smite fight victory, then because of that victory, Kuz is able to transition into a level 2 gank on top side.
Wow, Gorilla. Solo Drana roam, I guess with BDD's help on the left of your screen. Smithy does get the blue buff, but Gorilla chased him off the rest of the camp.
And this could not be any better for LONGZHU because remember, the style that they were able to win LCK champion with was through playing their top lane. Typically we see it from Khan, typically he's known for being this hyper carry, but now it is Rascal there, trying to set him up for success in the early game, give him that confidence on the big stage.
And Kuz has full confidence to go over here and face check Smithy because they saw him jumped out and Summoner's Flown in his attempt to steal back some of Kuz's jungle. Regardless, Pobelter should be fine here. He's getting pushed in and look towards mid lane gank. Will be very eventful.
To the bot side, Cody and Ollie doing a nice job here with the Lulu and the Truce to push in and try and deny some CS, but BDD on a very early roam back to the flashless Flame.
Ooh, they really want to punish this Cho'Gath. Even though they know there's a ward here, you can just blast going over and run past it. Flame playing a lot of respect here, though. Not getting in range of the Shen taunt.
He also knows that the wave will push towards him eventually, so Flame's more than happy to just sacrifice a little bit of experience and wait for BDD to show up on the map once again. Once he does, he can go back to pushing up the lane a little bit more, but I feel like the damage has already been done. 12 against 24 in favor of Rascal, already level 5, and you're now looking towards that level 6 play we were talking about that we love to see from this Shen. Kuz can come bot, Prey gets level 6, and you start forcing things all across the map.
Remember, no flashes on this top side of the map because they were all blown in the early skirmishes.
Surprise here, knockup does land in. Smithy trying to fight as Flame is going to rotate back in. BDD here first as expected on the Talia. LONGZHU might even dive Flame here. TP in from Pobelter. Gonna save the day.
A lot of resources here being kind of siphoned away from Immortals with this constant pressure from LONGZHU.
Yeah.
They're very happy to get that mid lane teleport out without having to risk anything on the tower dive. So although Immortals are holding on here, they're slowly bleeding away more power from the top side of the map.
LONGZHU are playing this early game extremely well right now, knowing exactly what to do after that. That level 2 that they got first, just stealing away the blue buff. Cozo's not slowed down. And the bright side for Immortals is the fact that they have this power bomb.
Bottom side though, BDD is on the way. He's not even level 6, but he's roaming through to try and get some summoners.
And walks away. Probably a little too low perhaps there for that play, but BDD, he has been so active in the first 6.5 minutes of this game. Pabelta doing what he can, pushing the way back in, but BDD, even on CS, pretty much going to move around back to his lane, and he just keeps moving out and pressuring the side lanes of Immortals.
But he is losing a lot of experience. You can see he just lost a wave right there, and even though the farm is even, the fact that Pabelta has got level 6 first means that BDD's roams are not as effective as they potentially could be. He just had to move to the bot side because the tower's getting very low. Prey and Gorilla had taken a lot of damage, and there was the risk of dropping that tower much sooner than LONGZHU would have liked.
Here comes Cuz as well. Shows himself here in the bot wave, shielded up by Gorilla. That's Prey already going back, gets a pickaxe and 2 daggers, not the most impactful buy early on here for Prey, but knows again, plans to be going poorly. He's 15 CS behind as Cody. He's going to get the Thunderlord's proc on, but no knock up there as Cuz. Not quite there with the flag and drag.
Interestingly, BDD going for very early bird treads in the middle lane. Once those tier 2 his focus is very much about roaming around the map like you've seen on this game.
Yeah, I guess he's also worried about the Sedge wanting crowd control, so he's really investing in that tenacity early on. The magic resistance is going to go a little bit of a ways, but he's back out every single time he pushes up one wave, halfway roams down the map, Flame this time backing up, sends BDD right back to it.
Now we need to see LONGZHU looking to make a play call though, because if things stay the way they are, Immortals are eventually going to take that tower. Once it's gone, they can start moving Cody and Oli around the rest of the map, and that's where this early pressure can start to snowball in the favor of Immortals. You have a great scaling composition with the Corki and the Tristana, so the onus is on LONGZHU to make the plays in this early game.
Lots of shot committed there as well by Cody as Pabelta picks up the package. Cody's son didn't really see where Cuz was potential, or even BDD who could also threaten, so instead he goes back. He has 2.2k to spend. Grabs himself a BF sword, a potion, and probably a couple of extra items there as well. In fact, straight for the aggression there, flat AD with a pickaxe as well.
Exactly. Sometimes we see actually teams lane swapping on this purchase. This is actually even more flat damage than we usually see from the first purchase of Trist, but since they're making so much headway on the bottom turret health, they're going to return back there. We do really have to re-emphasize how much of a possibility 5-man squad bottom for LONGZHU is, though. They have the roaming mid and Shen top, so you have to be very, very careful if you're Immortals. You kind of just poking at the danger down there and being very quick to back off, because as soon as those ultimates are blown, you have to be very, very worried.
And look at the wards from LONGZHU as well. 2 lit and fairly deep into the bot jungle of Immortals, along with the control ward at the entrance to the river. They have exact knowledge as to where Xmithy is, and if, for 1 second, they feel that Xmithy cannot react, that's when they're likely to strike. But we're just keeping our eyes very closely on the setup from LONGZHU and how they force this, because Immortals, it's just a waiting game for them. They don't have to force anything right now. They're going to scale very nicely. They're gradually working towards this turret. But here we go. Here comes Cuz.
Gonna try something here in the bot side now that the package is worn off there from Pabelta.
And it's actually a little bit worrying for Immortals that they have Smithy coming down here. If they attempt something, again, there's going to be a lot of extra emphasis from LONGZHU on getting there quickly. Pabelta's teleport will come up pretty shortly, and that will make Immortals feel a bit more secure down here, but here they go.
And Corruption lands. It is Xmithy actually Cuz walked away from the area, but now shows himself and not really afford to do too much again. IMG playing carefully.
As soon as you show your jungler on bottom side, though, Cuz goes in. He's going to counter jungle these Raptors and take it away from Smithy. Going to attempt to, at least, as Smithy finds the control ward here.
Take that one down, so it protects his camp for now, but again, LONGZHU playing very well. Just defend when necessary and kind of take their advantage. They're actually 1,000 gold ahead pretty early on into this game, which is not an insignificant lead.
A little trick for viewers as well to see if the teams look like they're going to commit. Well, BDD is making a roam up here, so...
Knock up there onto Roscoe, but Flame could be trapped in this one. Deeping in there from IMC. Pabelta going to try and save it down as Flame does get the norm onto Roscoe. A good second damage. Pabelta finds him in a great Spirit's Refuge. Can't protect him for long enough. Flame gets the kill.
That teleport had just come off a cooldown for Pabelta. Barely. Now can they get out alive?
The juice forward there for Flame. BDD now taking heat from Pabelta, but not enough here from the Corki.
Really good response from Pobelter. He was sick and tired of all these rogues from BDD, and finally he's able to answer. They get the kill down onto Rascal, they relieve some of the pressure from Flame, and they get themselves on the kill board.
Now when Rascal comes back up, his Stand United will still be threatening. However, Flame teleport on Cho'Gath can answer that as well. So a little bit of hesitation, may come into question here. And it's all about who can get these wards past the river. Currently, they're just battling to get very shallow ones, and that's really aiding in this constant roaming.
BDD back to mid lane. First wall not successful for us getting the chance to go next to Pobelter's excellent use of his global, but again the game continues kind of as normal. LONGZHU still ahead for 500 gold now, so that early lead's been cut in half thanks to that TP play.
Considering the number of times BDD has roamed and the number of failures he's actually had, this is really good for the side of Immortals. They can be very happy with the sort of pressure that they've been able to withstand in this game. While the 2v2 in the bottom lane no longer sits underneath LONGZHU's turret, overall they're still scaling nicely, they're still in a good spot, and they've even been able to equalize this kill score.
Cuz has also thrown a lot of pressure that way. Smithy's kind of been there, but not quite on time for a gank or counter gank. But now again, IMT taking further hold of this right-hand side of the map. LONGZHU with good defensive control was, but if Smithy and Pobelter especially can sneak down there, then there's potential for a play here, because Gorilla is very squishy if he gets tagged by some sort of CC chain.
Let's watch him get some of that deeper vision. Pobelter, I believe, saw him put it though, so Immortals should be aware of that issue.
That's taking a bit of damage, but BDD again able to push back down with Pobelter leaving that mid lane. So a lot of attention here towards the spot side. It has relieved something for Flame, but we're going to watch this one again. How good of a play this was for Immortals.
Now, no hit, two strides on the cooldown as well. TP has come back up. Flame also has flash. He doesn't flash over the wall, he flashes towards his teleport, because he knows if he buys enough time, Pobelter can help him swing this fight in his favor. BDD is stuck on the work round. Pobelter is just soaking up the skill shots of BDD, and that allows Flame to stay alive long enough to get the consumption and equalize the kill.
Yeah, the coordination there, Flame's very well aware of them trying to turn that one around. Flashes the seismic shove. He was almost able to walk out of the little indicator, but very close. Didn't want to risk it there. This bottom lane turret, though, this is probably going to be the powder cake that explodes. As we said, Stand United and teleports could come in to the bottom side, and the LONGZHU bottom teleport getting so low might be a little bit dangerous, because that can oftentimes be used as bait, since it is such a decently valuable objective.
And it is a little concerning. LONGZHU haven't tried to force anything yet, but it's not too late. IMT, they're still working towards their first items. They haven't completed anything yet, as they're looking to try and get onto Pobelter, actually.
He holds on to it.
There's a steal here for Pobelter. Ultimate finds BDD, who insta-cleanses out of the way.
The last package here, the re-engage roam on bottom. Actually, a lot of damage there dealt by Pobelter, and some confident play, confident footwork.
Has the Sorcerer's Boots along with the Sheen. You then have the extra kite ability with the Phage on top of the package, and Pobelter able to walk away. Level 11 now, getting that experience advantage after all the roaming being done by BDD. So Pobelter making up for his performances from earlier in the day, and now starting to contribute a lot. To scale up.
Part of the issue here is that Smithy is going to try this again, but Cody has a ton of unspent gold. Actually, again, more than 2,000 gold, and the raid play's already done for Prey.
That's a really good point, bringing up the power difference here as far as in-combat power already out on the field. This rage blade is a pretty big spike for Varus if he could stay mobile. A lot of crowd control floating around down bottom side, though.
And I'm sure Immortals would love to spend this gold, but the moment they back, they're going to lose that tower. And that makes things favorable in terms of tempo towards LONGZHU, and so they're trying to bring Smithy down here to relieve some of that pressure. Maybe if they can force a wave out, then Cody Sun and Ole can go back. But now LONGZHU, they're finally looking to make that play.
Could be it. Here comes the party. Level 2 ult there for Roscoe, and then Dunk instantly is onto Ole. Goodbye as BDD able to take him down, and the turret goes with it.
Doesn't even bother to flash. Ole gets obliterated after spending a little too long on the bot side. We were just talking about that unspent gold, and now they can finally spend it.
All right, well, LONGZHU's going to take the dragon right afterwards, and it's a little bit of a response on top side where Flame is pushing that up, but LONGZHU very happy to get first turret bonus plus an Earthquake on top.
Interesting that Rascal would use use his Shen ultimate there. I guess they wanted to be secure and safe on the play. Xmithy, don't think he's going to go for the steal. No need to give away his life for a very early mount.
Well, mount over to LONGZHU instead. Cody, still not back, by the way. Decided to stay for the waves and push this in. The turret is low, so if they're thinking that LONGZHU are going back now, which they are, as we can see, maybe Rascal's not enough to defend it. Immortals can finally equalize their turret.
Yeah, they definitely like to execute this so he can purchase on his next back. Already, Cody's Son is sitting on almost 2,800 gold in pockets. Now he also gets that turret gold, and it's going to be a very big purchase.
3k unspent for Cody. On the other side, his teammate Pibelta has actually got his Trinity Force, so you can kind of see
Still going.
a lot of the item timings weren't quite there, but yeah, IMT just want to do this.
They're able to do this because Pibelta still has push in mid. BDD is forced to come mid and can't wave clear bot, and they've already seen that Boris is top lane as well. So Mortals know that there shouldn't be enough wave clear on the bot side, but Rascal with a good defense keeps that turret damage to a minute.
Meanwhile, they're able to secure their own blue and not have to give that one up, despite committing jungler to that top side for quite a long time. The other thing Immortals need to worry about is the top lane dive. Now LONGZHU actually setting up for that possible roam.
Again, level 2 off of BDD, so right now,
Hold up, the teleport is ready.
Alright, can we see a repeat of this play? IMT also running the bot lane up the lane here as a good rush on the Frey will delay this siege for a long time.
I wonder if LONGZHU saw the bottom lane on their way or just expected it to happen. I think they wanted to try and bait the teleport out from Pibelta, but he was not budging until he saw some kind of commitment from LONGZHU. That means that no summoner spell ends up getting used, neither advance really gained for either side.
Again, steely result here for IMT in the face of a very fearsome opponent, but LONGZHU is not really done letting up. Oh, here's the TP. Smithy looks for the ultimate, does slow down Gorilla, but now they're in onto Frey. Great cut up there, double TP for IMT. Smithy takes down Gorilla. Flame gets the kill onto Frey, and a clean 2-0 team fight win.
Fantastic 5-man collapse from INT onto the dual lane of LONGZHU. Rascal did not have his Shen ultimate up. BD did not have his ultimate to try and save them, and this is going to give 2 swift kills in favor of Immortals, along with a tier 1 tower at the top.
Shen pushing on bottom side, and Rascal wants to try to get that objective first. BDD as well in mid lane, so LONGZHU will get some gold for themselves.
Not a bad trade at all.
I think it's really worth mentioning, you're right, like, Immortals committed a lot to that play, and while at first glance it looks really good, they get a bunch of kills, they get a tower, the fact that LONGZHU get a tier 2 and the mid lane is going to open up a lot of the map for them.
BDD now going in with the Shen Stand United.
Oh, Cody now going to try and jump out, but he moves through the rocks as BDD is going to keep pummeling him. Seismic Shot trying to predict the flash. The flash shot's not going to hit, but BDD cleans it up anyway.
BDD enters right back with the Rascal on his back, and now they've got control around the Riftdale. Going to take this one down pretty quickly. You would imagine that they would then transition into the top tower.
You would expect as much, seeing as you have LONGZHU Frey pushing up towards the top lane, but now BDD has to answer mid. If he keeps his mid tower alive, this whole set of circumstances goes heavily in the favor of LONGZHU.
Would have been great for IMT to crack that turret, but not quite enough as the Riftdale does go over. Russ? No, it actually was Gus picks it up. Russ was standing in a spot and played the extension of this play again. LONGZHU, so much time on the map, up in tempo, taking so much here as BDD finds himself solo kill.
Fantastic play from Pibelta. Getting that solo kill is going to relieve a lot of pressure around the map as well. Taking down that turret, closing the goal gap. Pibelta really stepping up for Immortals.
Huge plays from him. He teleports up top slide to save Flame in the earlier little skirmish. Able to get the solo kill plus mid lane turret afterwards. But here's another look at the solo lane combination that was able to find Cody's son.
Now Cody, he doesn't want to use his flash just yet. He's waiting for the W. He sees it and he's like, I'm taking a lot of damage. And then Rascal doesn't expect BDD to be able to land everything, but then he ends up dying. And now we get to see exactly how this 1v1 happens. Pibelta, he just hard commits. He has more damage than BDD does. He has his flash up too. And then he ends up getting this. That was pretty straightforward from Pibelta.
Very good stuff there for Immortals, and we kind of saw moving into, at least for today, Immortals, we saw in week 1 the solo laners look so good. The bottom lane a little more shaky here, especially for Cody. With so little experience, in fact, no experience on this stage, but Flame have been playing well. Pibelta stepping up, and now Immortals as a team need to be playing to probably the highest level they've ever played in quite a long time, because beating LONGZHU is possible, but it is so difficult, and they are still behind 2,000 gold. But to their credit, they are keeping the game
quo. The last time Immortals and LONGZHU met, Immortals were the team that had the early game lead and were forced to make a lot of early plays, but then one bad decision by going for a Drake ended up losing them the Baron, and then they almost immediately lost the game. LONGZHU are in a slightly different situation now, where Immortals have the scaling composition. They're going to have really good team fighting later on into the game, and the pressure's more on LONGZHU to try and force action to happen. They still need to utilize the shuttle, and they still need to try and find more of these roads.
Yeah, there definitely is a little bit of that advantage as far as the scaling for Immortals, but it's not this huge thing that's going to end the game. So LONGZHU, they do have some pressure on them to stay proactive, but they do need to also be careful about where they apply this.
Yeah.
Because if you throw away a lot of money to this squad, as you say, they can definitely go the other way. It could be it.
Gorilla caught here, but does heal his way out of trouble. Cuz hooks in with a good early rocket throw from Cody. Might protect him away. Flash ulti, maybe not so lucky as the Stand United. Also going to deliver the Shen Pobelta. Can't make it to the fight in time, but Flame is here.
They might actually have a collapse in the works.
The pincer maneuver could... Done there, sorry, from Flame. There's actually now the damage keep moving through. LONGZHU trying to find an angle, but Rascal taunts Cody. Oh no, Cody barely going to leave with the hot barriers out of the way of Flame. Kills Rascal with the feast. Still going forward, LONGZHU trying to get where they do not grab it. Still, I think they have enough traction to take this Drake.
They have the health bars, and they force Cody's son back. There's two Warmogs on Immortals, so Smithy's going in for it.
Oh, he's going straight in for it, but Cuz does secure it. Smithy is chilling out, forced to flash over the wall.
Look at the mid lane though, Pobelta, he's pushed that wave all the way up to the tower. He has the Sheen, he's getting a lot of damage down, and even though they end up losing the Drake, they get a kill, they get a lot of damage to the tower. And Immortals, I feel like they can be pretty happy with this overall.
Oh yeah, they're so happy because when you talk about the compositions, and you talk about the scaling, a lot of it for Immortals is when they're grouped up as 5. They evade during the Shen ultimate, and they kind of kite out the strength of that LONGZHU, which would be catching someone off guard, then re-engage with the 5-on-5. Tank wars with Cho'Gath and Sejuani on your side are definitely what Immortals want to see.
Especially in those extended engages, because then they back away, the Warmogs regenerates the HP, and then they're more than happy to go back into the fight. So let's see how this all started off.
All right, so Smithy, he tries to get the jump onto Gorilla, and they're able to disengage. As soon as they see Cuz coming, they're expecting the Shen teleport. There they go with the extra slow from Smithy, and the heal from Olay kind of deters Rascal from trying to keep that chase up, even with the home guards. Then, as soon as they have their tanks in place, they feel more confident.
You've got to keep your eye on Rascal. Really good taunt on the Cody-san, but where's the follow-up? Cuz can't use his EQ because it's still on cooldown. You don't have backline threat in the form of Prey and PDD. They just have to keep hitting the tanks, and they don't die nearly as fast as Rascal does.
And then Flame puts it on display right there. That's why you don't want to go to tank wars with Cho'Gath. He gets true damage execute, and that's why Immortals were able to get that kill. In the end, though, LONGZHU still went back and took the Ocean Drake for themselves.
I'm sorry, Flame's bigger than the Rift Herald. LONGZHU just kind of let loose.
Purple monsters fighting out. Exactly. The ultimate Void Master Battle. Flame ends up winning. Congratulations, you're the greater monster.
We were kind of build that up to be epic, but Flame looked like that was an effortless one-sided fight.
Well, again, this game's still very tense. In fact, LONGZHU not quite 1,000 gold ahead. I believe this game has been kept within 2 to 3 for most of it, so IMC feeling much more confident with the items on their carries and their tanks to try and do something aggressive.
They're very happy with the situation that they're currently in. We've talked a lot about scaling, but just look at some of the spikes that Immortals have picked up for themselves, i.e. Trinity Force, i.e. Static Shiv, double Warmogs with a Rachel Story. This team is poised and ready to fight.
Yeah, even though LONGZHU still have this very small gold lead, it feels like you have to get creative. You have to utilize the extra movement speed, or the extra teleports that you have on your team to kind of get an advantage on this Immortal squad. Because again, if Immortals get to set up battle lines, they've got 2 Infinity Edge using DPS and a very strong front line. If they can strike a kind of standard front to back, then that would definitely be the optimal situation for them.
And don't forget, so Fnatic a few minutes ago kind of watching this game intently. There are 3 teams' fates on the line in this last game of the group stage here in Group B. So a lot going on. Immortals just heads forward trying to find the win. LONGZHU love to be undefeated as they threaten as one of the potential favorites of the tournament coming off an LCK championship defeating SKT. There is so much to show for both these teams, and for Immortals, a win here, that's it.
All right, what LONGZHU would want to do, try and push the side lanes here. Make use of their Talia, of their Shen, and that side lane pressure. Try and split up Immortals. Fnatic there on go. They want desperately for that to happen.
They were laughing and kind of joking around a bit before, but Reckless looks a lot more nervous.
I mean, you have to think from Fnatic's perspective coming in today, especially after their week 1 performance and after what they were saying in social media, that they were not feeling that confident coming into today. Their expectations were not that this was going to be a 3-way tie, but now it all depends on the performance of Immortals. And again, they are looking very good. They can match the 1-3-1 because they have the double teleport themselves. Cobelta feels very strong and arguably should win out on the 1v1 against BDD if he just makes that one misstep, and he's using that to confidently push up. He has no wards. He's just got to be a little bit more cautious.
You're making a good case here, Vedius, but I would caution with NA week 2. That's all I've got.
Also, LONGZHU.
LONGZHU could be a bit risky, but BDD here. Roscoe ready with the Stand United. So again, IMT, incredible patience as they just try and slowly set up the game. Methodical is not usually what we associate with Immortals. We associate it with their opponents, but today Immortals are just trying to play slowly and steadily.
All right, LONGZHU have Shen in the bottom side to get the bottom creep wave moved up. That's the optimal one for Baron situations. They've got BDD currently getting topside moving, so Immortals, while they are feeling solid in a 5-on-5, you know, the side lanes are starting to close in, and the timer is definitely ticking down.
And intense games like this, things crack so quickly as soon as something like a big Baron fight happens or the objective goes over to a team. Even an Infernal Drake is up in about 50 seconds to add a little more spice to this very, very interesting mid-game. We're approaching the 30-minute mark, and again, with barely 2,000 gold between the teams, neither team is out of it. And yes, IMT will be happy to sort of wait. But there's no guarantee if you get to 45, 50 minutes that the game's going to go your way.
The thing is, for Immortals, is that when you look at how they played throughout the day, game 1, they got caught completely unawares by the high aggression, the high playstyle that we saw from the Gigabyte Marines. Then against Fnatic, they hold the lead for the majority of the play, but then a few individual mistakes is what resulted in them effectively falling apart. Now, those individuals cannot afford to make those same mistakes in this scenario. LONGZHU are not the kind of team or have the kind of players that make those individual mishaps, and they will look to punish you if you make one wrong step.
Definitely true. Got an eye on the vision as well here, as the Immortals are actually moving it up quite nicely, setting up for this fight. The ultimate from BDD used very early on, and again, every ultimate like that, those are the creative tools and possibilities that LONGZHU want to use to get that advantage, trying to get the avenue. They can actually break up those battle lines from Immortals, but one more not going to be on the table.
Doesn't see anything as Cuz dives in. He could be the killer as it stands at it. Does already get used. Cody though, maybe walks a little too far away, but Immortals are still trying to do it. A busted shot splits the fight up again as Cuz dives into the carry to try and get something happen. A big silence there is played on a rampage, takes out the jungle, but he does get shut down.
Holy moly, what a hero move from Cuz. He knows he has the Shen off. He survives for so long, and now there is on the back.
He's going to go in for it. He has flash as well. He's too late. No, they don't pull the trigger.
Cobelta went back as well. I think hoping he could TP back into it, but LONGZHU take their third Drake of this game, and it will be an Infernal added to the stockpile.
So surprised that it was LONGZHU that pulled the trigger in that fight. I figured it would be so dangerous to try the full 5-on-5 against this Immortals competition, but it was because of the good decision-making from Cuz and forcing Cody-san out. So keep your eyes on the Jarvan. He's the one you want to be following as he gets an EQ combo onto Cody-san. That forces the AD carry out of the fight, and now LONGZHU can just focus the front line because the back line threat of Cody disappears almost instantly.
Yeah, Cody then gets back in to try and flank, and he uses his ultimate to knock out the DPS of LONGZHU. That's what buys time for Immortals to actually get the one kill, and it ends up being 1-for-1, but in the end, that's a very big prize. The Infernal Drake going over.
Yeah. But it was also because of the ultimate from Prey too, because he lands it onto Xmithy, and that spreads to Cody-san, who then has to back out of the fight once more. And you can just see the damage difference. With Ares, he just could not get involved in the fight. And you just have to recognize this is the individual talent we were talking about on LONGZHU, and how you need to be stepping up if you want to match the caliber of this team.
And again, we look over to Immortals, we think about their players and what they've put together to make this run to get to World. I have to again look at Cobelta this game, the team's captain, one of his most experienced players in the NALCS. had a great week 1 and not so good start to week 2, but if he carries this game for his team, he can erase all that from his memory.
And he's setting himself up to do it. 105 on the Corki. 3 items completed. This guy is ahead in levels, he's ahead in power, and he has the ability to carry the whole game, but it's all about how he positions, what priority targets can he get onto, and how much of a risk is he willing to take.
Well, he's got the package, and he's ready to deliver it. What's going to be inside? Is it going to be a victory here and a pass on to quarterfinals, or are they going to take themselves into the tiebreaker scenario?
Well, Roscoe again, both globals up, so he's ready to split push down the bot side. Flame is sticking with his team in his tense situations around Baron. You need to have your choke available, but that is giving LONGZHU a huge side lane advantage.
You can see Rascal sitting on the side lane with TP, with the ultimate. Would expect BDD to move topside, but because he wants to try and force a fight.
Cody again, but holds his cooldowns. Such a great threat from Cuz, but bluff called there from Cody.
And meanwhile, Pobelter in the top side on Corki with his Stream Force, slowly moving towards that turret. BDD is going to arrive to try and wave clear. But Pobelter is going to be able to join. He uses the package.
I think he does use it actually to get over. That means IMT going to try and start something here, but no vision, no angle for a Sejuani ultimate.
It could have also been timing out there, and now Immortals are left with a bottom lane pushing Shen, while all grouped up here around mid lane, and they do not have control of the minion waves.
You got to go so soon here if you're Immortals. It looks like maybe the call is onto the Baron. They clean out the vision. They know they've got full domain.
The Immortals do have a pretty fast Baron clear with the Corki and the Cho'Gath ultimate, but they're too afraid to commit as long as you have priority mid lane.
Yeah, LONGZHU call that bluff. They keep Rascal down bottom. He's making a lot of work on that turret.
Flame's going to be late here to this party.
They're going to get
wave
it.
is
Wow.
too big. Roscoe's going to take that solo. Actually going to gank him instead. The 2 TPs up bot side, so Roscoe has to try and get away. Silence there by Flame. The Rupture's going to miss it. He dodges out of the way, flashes out over the wall, and I think he's maybe safe. Cody, though, is also coming in.
Yeah, he's got another wall to try and jump over here, and the
Never
rest
mind.
of his team are drawing Immortals up towards the Baron.
LONGZHU are afraid themselves to commit to the Baron. They don't think that they can take it down quickly enough. They will be happy with the tower. No summoner spells were used from Immortals, but now if... Okay, Freya's going to go back to base. I thought maybe LONGZHU could try and rush it with Rascal's ultimate on top of them. Not going to take that gamble. Instead, everything is going to reset. LONGZHU with a very slight advantage at the bottom.
Well, we're in control what's here right now for IMT. Will sweep out this one as the Baron. Tornado a little short, so Xmithie able to freely take down the ward in the back. Going to take the speed train and the Startercraft down as well. And again, Immortals building up their strength on their carries, approaching 4 items, but still have yet to find their fight.
I still feel like Immortals right now are in the power position. They're the ones that find it easier to force the fights. They're the ones that have the better scaling, and it's on them to really just wait for LONGZHU to make the slip up. But his Korean powerhouse are not making that mistake. They came back from a 10,000 gold deficit and were still able to win. And right now they're not giving Immortals that window to force that fight.
Will Immortals remain cool under the split pressure? Once again, Rascal's down bottom, and he's getting the wave moving. They're taking over vision around the Baron. This is where teams are made and lost, is around this Baron with the bottom lane pressure. There is no inhibitor turret on that bottom lane inhibitor. The threat is very real.
You know, we talked about how this means a lot for Fnatic, but it also means a lot for the Gigabyte Marines, because if Immortals win this game, they secure themselves a quarterfinal spot, and that battle tiebreaker situation doesn't happen. So Gigabyte Marines and Fnatic are both putting in their fate into LONGZHU, so that every single team can try and find their way out of this group.
LONGZHU fans, Fnatic fans, and Gigabyte Marine fans all together in this one versus Immortals fans.
The North American squad, they have not had a great week so far, but this could be the win that changes everything. And Immortals, they're in a situation to do it.
I mean, again, look at that stack on these marksmen. Pobelter and Cody, 4 items each. Cody with a lot of shields. This Cuz is going in, but Cody holds the line. The Shady Corrupt just go, but here's the redemption to reset the fight. BDD going in as Pobelter tries to get his way out. Does finally go down to Praying Xmithie. Oh, he splits the difference on the Orpheus Flame. Late TP's in and gets caught in BDD's wall.
We talked about how Pobelter needed to be the carry for his team, and he is the one that gets caught out. He uses the flash. It is not enough, and now LONGZHU have their eyes on the Baron.
All right, Rookie, get in there. Cody, you LONGZHU tearing down the Baron, and I just don't know if there's a way to try and get in here.
Are they going to go for the 50-50?
Flames got it wouldn't even be
That's
50.
true.
Here's Flash as well. LONGZHU have to be patient, but now they split up the carries. Cody tags Prey for a good chunk of damage, but Immortals are split.
Remember that Pobelter has teleport, so if Immortals can delay long enough for him to revive, then he can join. But now they're cut off here. The two teams might just go down for this.
2v5, Pobelter down for 14 more seconds. Xmithy goes down, and now the smite's out from this Baron attempt.
Cody's on running down mid lane, taking turns, and Flames still threatening the flash over to try and execute with his ultimate.
Big Rupture finds 3.
Teleport for Pobelter is up. He could join.
Immortals, what's the choice? Are they going to go now? Pobelter, get a Chazza, looking for a fight! Able to smite down the Baron, but they're going to still fight. Another Big Rupture, Pobelter into the back of the fight. Prey shut down by Cody's son. Rascal does take out Pobelter, but the fight is continuing. BDD still here. The knockoff finds Cody, and LONGZHU turn it around.
What a crazy fight, but everything falls apart for Immortals. LONGZHU are the ones to come out on top. They get the 3 kills in the Baron pit, and they secure the Baron.
And they're going to be able to move over to the Elder Dragon as well. That team fight has huge reward.
Look at the excitement on the Gigabyte Marine's face. It's ecstatic right now after LONGZHU with such a massive fight.
I believe that is because of the expected favor there to LONGZHU.
Well, we said the game was close, but LONGZHU have now finally broken ahead of the pack.
Oh, they actually did not, try and rush down that Elder Dragon. With Smithy having died so much earlier, he was actually back up.
Look at Flame, uses ulti, 1.5k damage, just slightly miscalculates it. And LONGZHU, they get the smite, they get the scope. Now, that was a fantastic package from Pobelter. He also throws himself into the middle of 3 members of LONGZHU. BDD dealing damage on the side means that he's not at any real threat. And even though Prey ends up going down, LONGZHU get all the kills onto the primary carries and walk away happy champions.
That's a picture of a happy chat.
Now the Dragons are still started here by LONGZHU. Immortals not in position. Flame in the top lane, dealing with Rascal. Pesky side lane shenanigans again. So LONGZHU, they already took the Baron. They're going to likely take the Elder Dragon here as well, but Xmithy and the rest of Immortals actually kind of hoping to defend here.
Shen ultimate is available. Shogun forced to if he has no TP.
They're going. Cards, he's going to jump back into the carries. Now Shen's going to join the Prey. Prey landing it ripping the huge shot. Might be in there. Redemption's good as Flame. Takes down Cards, but Xmithy dies to Prey. Pobelter joined off by BDD as Flame is trying to take as best he can, but Rascal just so much help to work with his Prey. He's to find himself with a double kill. Cody lets it out under the shove, and now maybe they can turn it around.
That was not a great wall from BDD, but LONGZHU still come out ahead in the fight. Junglers have been traded. Flame is added to the side of Immortals, and LONGZHU, their eyes are back towards the Baron with no smite available.
Yeah, Elder Dragon here is going to be an option, but without any smites, there is no super secure, clean finish here from LONGZHU, and Pobelter might be able to thread a rocket in there. I don't know if they actually want a chance. I guess they are going to take their chances here. Small chance for the steal. Immortals are going to throw everything they have, though.
Control it in, just have to kind of read the play and see what happens. First rocket's going to miss, and that's Elder Dragon over to LONGZHU.
There's still a 50-50 if there is no smite.
LONGZHU did a very good job of zoning off any possible damage that could come in. Not only were they threatening Pobelter, but they also standing in front to blow up the rocket.
And I want to keep your eyes on close once again, because that ulti was fantastic. It keeps Xmithy separated from the backline, and Cody's forced to focus Cuz down while he has the Shen ultimate on top of him along with the Spirit's Refuge. So Cody's can't force his way through the tanks in the same way that Frey can, and LONGZHU set themselves up pretty much for success. And then the ulti even forces Gorilla to use his flash. BDD probably not ideally how he wanted to use that.
Well, still a team fight win there for LONGZHU. We have not too much Baron left, but now going to play with the Elder Dragon buff. You can see just how aggressive Prey has been on this Baron. You talk about big late game carries like Tristana, the likes of someone like Corki, who stacks up so well for the full item build, but Prey has been king of these team fights so far. LONGZHU, as patient as ever. Never really felt like, despite the potential scaling difference in these comps, despite the power points Immortals hit, just did again. Played a very slow game, found their window, took the Baron, took the Elder, and now they're 7,000 gold ahead, trying to look and close this game.
coming up around the top side again. Rascal split pushing on bottom, getting the minion wave moving. Still, the inhibitor is exposed.
Chilling out. Again, kind of war between the lanes very quickly. There's level 18 and IMC maybe just need a couple of engages to go their way. They have the team fight power if they can fight it properly, but so far Tristana and Kogi have not been in the same spot to really DPS. LONGZHU have played the fights very well.
Yeah, they really have. It's been so difficult for both Cody-san and Pavelta to really damage that backline. But to be fair, this game has all been about which frontline dies first, and typically you would expect that Xmithie and Flame survive longer just because of how tanky they are. But that's not the case because of the use of Cuz and him being the one that's always starting these engages, and Rascal and how effective Spirit's Refuge is against the double AD carry comp. For a substitute that's come in for his first World game, he has done a fantastic job for this.
Yeah, they're mitigating a lot of Cody-san's damage by putting threat on him. Cody-san is spending a lot of these team fights, walking around or rocket jumping and trying to disengage, whereas Prey is almost 100% auto attack uptime. So that's why we're seeing so much output from the Baron.
Oh, Flame was dying over the wall. Cuz actually flashed in to try and get a Rascal again, blocking all of the shots with the stun. Just get a hit on the left side. The Beast and Baron, the Redemption will reset it as Prey. Aggressively forward, not going to be interrupted, just keeps moving in towards Immortals.
A lot of summoner spells were used on the side of LONGZHU, so Immortals feeling pretty confident. Flame, he's going to back off, does have the TV, and look at the ward in the lane. But he's not going to set up the play fast enough. That means they won't be able to get the clamps of LONGZHU off, forced to back away.
Round 2 does not transpire. IMC hold on to their inhibitors for a little while longer. Cody, double build, now on the trace. Pavelta cannot be very far away. The 1,000 gold in the bank and a BF sword as that final component item. We are pushing ourselves to a very late stage of the game, and at some point this gold lead will dissolve, and it's just a question of can Immortals outfight the LCK champions?
Well, so far they haven't been able to, and I think that's going to get even harder as Prey decides to summon GA for what I believe looks like a Mercurial Scimitar. This guy has 858 damage per minute score so far in this game. Extremely impressive damage outputs, and you'd expect that on the bars it becomes much harder, but certainly not for an AD carry like that.
Again, LONGZHU just bide their time, go back. Baron is up in 5 seconds, so LONGZHU making sure they prepare properly for this objective.
Yeah, Immortals have already done their homework, though. They've got Scuttle and a bunch of wards littered all over by Baron, so we are going to get another look at it. Again, the recipe, as you say for LONGZHU, send your shen bottom. There's an exposed inhibitor, create that pressure, force the hand of Immortals.
So Immortals are now force the hand. Very aggressive Baron start here. IMT just sitting in the pit and tanking a good wall from BDD. Actually comes up Cody most importantly, but Flame still there ready with his might. Rascal's in with the Stand United. Cody getting shredded down, forced to burn the barrier. Immortals a split fight here as Pavelta runs to get shot. Rascal finds Cody, but it's not quite enough just yet. IMT still fighting on 2 fronts as BDD got low. Pavelta trying to turn it in there, but he can't quite finish off Prey. Flashes forward, gonna try and finish the fight, and Flame goes down. Cody out the way this time, but now 1v4 flashes out.
LONGZHU once again demonstrating why they are the LCK champions, getting another amazing fight against LONGZHU. They forced them back and they've got their eyes on the Baron.
Alright, again, last chance to win. Prey almost gets assassinated by Pavelta's Corki. Xmithie ready for the steal, but BDD's caught in. Cuz back out with a slow. Gonna try and take down the jungler, but Cody still going with the DPS. The carry for Immortals still alive.
Immortals here, last ditch effort. They do not get in, and now LONGZHU with Baron buffer coming for the base.
Time to book it. IMT abandoned ship as LONGZHU now have the Baron.
And I can't wait to break down this replay because this time it was tanks on tanks and carries on carries. Right, getting onto the back line, doing so much work, making Cody's life difficult once again.
Tanks on tanks with Baron sandwiched in the middle, auto attacking the entire time. Here goes the wall, and that's what's going to corner off Pavelta and Flame inside this Baron pit. Cuz sees it getting slow, and he knows that Immortals want to execute, so he gets right in there. They're cornered inside on the back, and it's just dishing out the damage.
And just breaking so much work, looking all the way past the tanks, his eyes focused on the Cody, and I won't forget the damage dealt afterwards because I think he'll find the Cody. He just could not have the impact that he wanted to in this fight. Prey is always under zero threat. And then just when you pair that up with the Channy, you're now seeing the late game difference in the late game value.
My God! That has to be a record. That is
impressive AD carry, dealing out so much damage in what could have been the game-ending fight. That's a lot of damage.
That's like an absurd amount of damage. Think about how many Cho'Gaths with Stoneblade activated that is. It's a little more than one, which is so nuts.
So it's a funny thing about Stoneblade, when it raises your max HP, so all the percentage HP damage really does shine in those team fights. I guess the Smithy and Flame frontline here from Cho'Gath is wanting extremely high health. You do get a lot of that, and so that also helps quite a bit of numbers, but Ray has just been outstanding here. Actually, not just here, but all group stage long, and a huge part of why LONGZHU are looking to end it undefeated.
Certainly been in form ever since their win in the LCK. This team are going to go undefeated here in their first ever World as Rascal continuing the side lane pressure in top. Indeed, it has not been taken yet, but LONGZHU, they are persistent.
LONGZHU, they're looking to close things out. They
not a fan of that. Most teams goes with Janna now. It just makes you more stronger in the late game where Janna outscales. And then also think in the second phase where they're banning away the Syndra neutral. Banning Syndra against PDD doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Ban Talia, ban Galio. You then have a sick late game with Janna. And you have your no Talia dealing, I mean, Azure is them coming into the day, Janna was at 80% win rate, right? I mean, you compare that to coming into the day, actually, was sitting at 37.9. It seems almost like the clearest decision you could ever make.
Jonathan's just so good against tanks. That's the biggest thing to me is that when tanks are in the meta, when you have these binary champions like Shen and like Gragas and Cho'Gath and even, the Jarvan, Jonathan denies pretty much everything you want to do. You're relatively low sustained damage. The shields are shutting you down. When you try to come forward, you can get denied by the tornado. The ultimate can push you back out of the fight, and it just keeps someone like the Bears so free to be getting those auto attacks off.
She's just the best defensive support out there right now.
By far.
By far. Yeah, when we were looking at these compositions, though, admittedly, we looked at the Mortal Sea comp and said, hey, if this does get the full 6 items, they should be able to stack up. Then it is about who can play better within the 5 and 5. It felt like Cody's still interested in that less damage than anybody else interested in. Let's take a look. Game deciding Bears find here for LONGZHU. We're going to roll it out. Of course, they get the pick on Xilio started. This one knows the mini-map because Cody's is pushing mid. And this is where Immortal is threatening to steal a Baron. LONGZHU just pulled up quick. And here Cody's should stay pushing mid. You have a Cho'Gath. He can threaten the steal. He has a flash. And I feel like this is the opportunity for Immortal to go with a split shot when we push mid. You steal the Baron. Because look at that. He could have done it a little bit later. And this could have been, you get the Baron, you get the inhibitor, you win the game.
That being said, they choose the fight, and I think even within the fight, it's still looking okay for both. He still has his flash, and that is the key moment. You need to actually flash that Jarvan engage in the top combo, because at that point, none of the remaining LONGZHU members had flash available, so if they use their gap blizzards, you can maybe kite that out and make something happen.
I think taking the fight here with Stun is correct. Okay. There is no way Cho'Gath ever gets a range to steal it if Cody's is not there as well. Then what you will do is they will just kill off the Baron, hard engage with Shen Jarvan, take a kill on Cho'Gath, and then just go back to the Baron. Are you comfortable just making the trade though in him for Baron?
So, I actually disagree with that because if Cho'Gath with flash, he can still threaten to go back, he's going to peel off and actually threaten to that backside.
They just take it, no matter what, LONGZHU will not let the Baron go down so low, they will just jump the Cho'Gath and know there's no risk of losing the fight and kill the Baron. What I love about this though, this is a perfect example of the decision that Immortals had to make. Yeah, it does that.